Hey guys, Coldbrew here. Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video with an epic champion showcase today. You might have never seen this showcase before for Vogoth. You've seen videos of Vogoth before, for sure, in other stuff like being a great support champion. He gets hit, he heals everybody else. If you guys don't know what he does, let's quickly go over on what Vogoth does. An amazing epic, very important to get at least one of them if you have one to level 60. Give them masteries if you can, just for overall usage. But this video, it's about the arena, guys. Because he has this very unique passive. He's got two passives, right? One of them is the healing. The other one is something that people like don't think about when they have Vogoth in their team. They don't think about that that's actually a useful thing to have. Let's have a look at that. If the attacker is under a provoke debuff placed by this champion, also has a 70% chance of increasing the cooldown of a random skill on the attacker by 2 turns. It's not all skills, which would have been insane, but it is at least one of the skills that the enemy champion has. And this goes to 100% when fully booked. So you book the passive, he now has a 100% chance to basically stop the enemy attacker from actually getting a turn. So if you don't have anything such as a warlord or a basher, basher is a void epic champion, Vogoth is a non-void champion. If you got something like that, then you can use those over Vogoth. But this one, Vogoth has the provoke that he does at a very good chance, 75% chance to do it. Plus, with the masteries, if you do build him like that, then he will be locking out champions that will be attacking Vogoth. This is a very strong setup that you can follow with Vogoth and actually be locking out the enemy team. So I've got 2 Vogoths. One is my like defensive Vogoth deflection set for Bommel and stuff, but this one's the one I'll be doing the showcase on. The gear that I put on him is on purposely average in terms of it's not end game. So 276 speed is not a lot, to be honest, for any account out there that's been playing the game for a little bit, farming a little bit. But the other stats, they get difficult as you move forward, right? Getting faction guardians, getting the great hole bonuses, all right? So 480 accuracy is not that high anymore, right guys? But it's still enough, especially against damage dealers. So that's what you want to be provoking most of the time. You want to be provoking the enemy damage dealers to make sure that you get your damage done, all right? Very important to have Vogoth. If you have something else, such as a Madame Ceres, then you want to have your Madame Ceres be faster than Vogoth if you can, so that she removes any kind of immunity buffs from the enemy team. If you don't care about that, if that is very uncommon thing to see on enemies in your arena fights, then by all means have Madame Ceres be slower, and that's going to be the showcase for today. My Madame will be slower because it's not that often that you find immunity equipped champions against you. Immunity will basically block the provoke. So let's go in arena and have a look. The rating is not that high, it's not that low, so it's right there in the middle where it sits. And let's have a look at Vogoth in action and what he can do. Remember, he's also spirit, so if you have enemies against you that are magic, you're gonna have an issue with the weak hits with the provoke. So this is the team right here, guys. It's not my fastest team, it's my arbiter with a much lower speed, so that we can see maybe they'll be faster than me. I only have the arbiter at like 330, which is again average in the sense of getting who gets the first turn. But let's see what happens. Remember, Vogoth can also act as a defensive champion. So maybe I should have done this instead. I should have had my Vogoth be in... should I leave them in the second position? That way he does get the hit and he will be healing. Let's have him there and see how this fight goes. I usually leave him in the final position, but yeah, I do get the speed. I do win the speed fight here, so I am faster with about 330. The speed boost here, and because my team is speed tuned, if you guys don't know what speed tuned is, very basic thing is that based on your speeds of your first turn meter booster and your second champion that goes, if you get the first turn in the arena fight, you will always go with your remaining champions if your turn meter is speed tuned, all right? If your team is speed tuned. If you're not speed tuned, then you gotta check out my other videos before. Just type speed tuned Coldbrew Gaming, you'll see a more in-depth explanation on how to speed tune your teams. Anyway, let's see the Vogoth here. He will be provoking the enemy team at an 80% chance because I do have the masteries, which I didn't showcase, but I'll show them right now. Look at all those provoke. And look, did you see that clock go right right? That way, that clock basically increased Arbiter's cooldowns there on a random, right? It's either her A2, her A3, or her A4 because she did not take a turn. And if the other champions took a turn, they would also hit Vogoth and get that 100% chance for their cooldowns to be increased. So now we do get our remaining turns because we were turn meter boosted. Look at that. Look at the cooldowns, by the way, on top of their heads. And we have our damage dealer just do the rest and clear up. The damage dealer can be anything. I'm just showcasing Trunda for this part of the video. This team, again, 233,000 versus 255. Pretty close. We go first here. We don't have any magic champions against us, so this is very good for me. See, we don't get the provoke on Duchess, but it's still fine. We can still do this. Decrease defense. We get hit. Look at the cooldowns that are increasing. This is just fantastic. And then we just clear them out because the defense down has already landed. If Duchess Lilitu was at a very much higher speed, she could have done the block debust buff before my Madame series, but I do have my Madame series quite fast in that showcase. Let's go and see against like a magic team, which we will have that let's see, 3 magic champions here on this one. Against a heavy magic team, we'll have like an average of, let's say, 1 out of 3 get weak hit on. And boom, let's see. See the weak hit there on Archbishop. It's still fine though, because boom, we do this, defense down. You go hit Vogoth, look at the cooldowns. Actually, that was resisted there. Let's do the A2 here. And even if Ninja managed to get a hit, he would be provoked, so he would basically do nothing to my own team. So, amazing showcase, right? It's Vogoth, he locks them out, he gets hit. Through his hits, he heals your team already because he has that second passive. And it's just an amazing way to control the enemies. And this works in PvE as well. You can use this in dungeons. Let's say you're having issues with the enemy champions hitting you. Let's just go and see like a very basic team. Remember, because of affinities, it's not going to work that well on magic, but we're still going to showcase magic here on Dragon 20. And let's see like a very basic team here with Vogoth and how great of a support is because of that second passive, which is just amazing because the provoke helps to control all the enemies in the team, and then you heal and you also increase the cooldowns of enemies. So it's not just arena, but it also works in all other areas. So let's just put in Trunda here, just so she gets protected here, and just see this in action. He also has the accuracy aura, by the way, which is amazing. So here we go, one provoke. Not the best, if I want to be honest there. With the 1 provoke, out of the 5 targets, we had 4 weak hits. And look at that, another provoke there because it's a very short cooldown. It's a 3-turn cooldown. Let's just hit this guy here. Hopefully we drop him. The stuns that my Trunda is getting are insane. And let's hit them with the A1. Boom. Look at the healing, by the way. Tops Trunda up in case anything goes through to her and she gets hit. So let's do the provoke again. Look at that, it's insane. 3 targets, and basically my damage healer would be free to do whatever they wanted. And as long in the dragon dungeon, as long as you manage to survive the first 2 rounds and you reach the boss, it's all about having a poisoner to get the boss down very quickly. It's a very easy way to beat the dragon boss. If you can get through the waves, have a poisoner, any of the poisoners will work. Even stuff like Frozen Banshee, where she needs to land that poison sensitivity to actually start landing poisons, she is still one of the best that you can use there. You can still use Kale, although he won't be as fast as other champions, other poisoners. You can still use Kale for the dragon. Get them to survive there. Use stuff like Vogoth, which has control and healing, and you'll get the dragon down. So here are the masteries for Vogoth. The build that you've seen here is based around this skill right here, which is called Fearsome Presence. This skill adds the 5% that you're missing in terms of having an 80% chance to provoke. You still need a high percent chance to provoke, 75%. It's still high, but Fearsome Presence helps with that remaining 5% to get it to 80%. 1 out of 4 you'll be not landing that provoke. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. He's still an epic champion, and it's a very strong provoke skill because of that increased cooldown effect that he has. I went the support out here with extra accuracy because I still think he needs the extra little bit of boost, especially with a Swarm Smiter extra 16 accuracy. Arcane Celerity helps with getting more turns because of the debuffs that are removed or expired. Provoke is 1 turn, so it expires very quickly. And then Master Hexel, this helps not with the provoke, but with the leech debuff that he applies, compared to, let's say, Spirit Haste, which is like the worst kind of mastery to have on champions that do not have revives. It doesn't really change anything to the fight. If your team dies, Vogoth will die also. Even if he's a little bit faster, he doesn't have a revive. So the support that he would give through this is only when somebody dies. And through the defensive tree, I went for this skill right here. Very important. Selfless Defender. This is very, very strong skill, especially when you lose the speed fight and you go second. This is very strong in supporting your champions that are getting hit, because it takes that 20% damage that they will take and puts it on Vogoth. Vogoth himself gets more damage dealt. He heals back and tries to heal your whole team to full. So this was the video showcase on Vogoth. What do you think of the champion? Do you have him? How do you have him built? Let me know down below in the comments. Guys, as you've seen from the video, the masteries are not really required by Vogoth to be useful. He still has a 75% chance without the masteries, but he becomes way better in terms of supporting overall with masteries. So think twice before just ignoring him, ignoring his masteries, ignoring his skill ups just because he has this passive. His other skills also work great together. The provoke works great. If you have it booked out, 3 turns cooldown, much higher chance to apply it. He also has a 100% chance here when it is booked out to fully increase the cooldowns by 2. Okay, 100% chance. And then on a random skill, which is still very good, especially against damage dealers, which can potentially lock out one of their stronger attacks. Check out Vogoth. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.